Guys, I can't express to you how excited I am right now. These finally came back from PSA. I submitted them, I think, in late August, and August, September, October, November. So almost about 3 months. 3 months ago, I submitted these. It was bulk. Some people thought I was crazy submitting through bulk. I like, it's a strategy of mine. I like submitting through bulk because certain cards can go under the radar, or certain cards that I don't accurately pre-grade get lower grade, then I'm not charged the upcharge, the flat upcharge. Not just upcharge because it's got a high grade, but upcharge because I put like value plus or whatever on it. So very, you know, that's my strategy. That's what I do. But so very excited to finally get these back. I did get a good bit of them before. I got them in other submissions. I submitted three different, funny enough, 3 different submissions I submitted. I first in early August, I submitted this 39. Oh yeah. Like 39 cards submission. I did. Submitted them. And then waited about like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Then I submitted, you know, a little bit on the second submission and a little bit on third submission. And I got the second and third submission back before I even got the first submission I sent off. Sometimes it works like that. I don't know why. I didn't have any coins, nor did I have any signatures in here. I know PSA in the past has said that, like, hey, our processes are a little bit different, where if you have coins or signatures or cards that need to go into other segments, they are you're kind of stopped. You know, your whole submission's kind of stopped. They go a different route and through a different sort of processes. So anyway, I don't know what was the case of this guy. These both came from California. These came from California. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it just mixed up or something. I don't know. Didn't get scanned in. But regardless, I'm thankful that I finally got these back, and I did get upcharged significantly on a lot of them. My cost to submit it went up more than twice. My submission cost originally at $15 a card was like $600-ish, $675, and then it got upcharged to $1,400 as in the total. So again, finally got them back. I know you guys are probably really tired of me talking about this. But I'll go through the story one more time for those who did not hear it the first 3 times that I've talked about it. So, way back in I guess July. Yes, in July. I was in Arizona. I was in Arizona for business. I was a business trip, all that kind of sense. I was there for quite a bit of time. Actually, all the time that you've seen me in the previous videos with a different background. Talking about background, hey, it's night. It's still daylight outside. That's great. Normally, I film pitch black at dark, the only one talking in the whole household, because the other people are asleep. But anyway, so finally got around to you know, it was delivered. I was like, okay, I got to sit down, talk to a camera, and open these and look at them and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I was in Arizona for a business trip for a long period of time. And during that time, I was able to, you know, go around town, seeing different shops, seeing different things. I went to probably all the different collectible shops in the Arizona, but Tucson area. I was in Tucson, Arizona, and I befriended a couple of the shop owners because I was in the world of collectibles, and they were in a world of collectibles, and they didn't know much about the Japanese Pokemon scene, and I was educating them and talking to them and all that kind of stuff. I've shouted out some of the shops in the past in some of my previous videos. But anyway, I befriended them. I got talked with. Some of them were more into Funkos. Some of them were into some Beanie Babies. Some of them were into just all the other collectibles that my knowledge was very, very small on them, and so I wanted to learn from them as well. But anyway, I got in contact with this person, befriended a couple of them, and one day they reached out to me like, hey, sent me a photo. I'm like, they're like, hey, you should go check out this collectible shop. They have some really interesting stuff that you may be interested in. Because I told them that I do like majority high end collectibles and everything. So, and the picture that was sent me was a Shining Charizard, a base set Charizard, first edition Dark Charizard, Expedition Charizard. Or no, the Expedition Charizard wasn't even in there. I think it was no, it was the Expedition Charizard. So it was like all these Charizards, and they looked pretty mint. They looked pretty good, and I was like, oh boy, those who don't know what I do or what I would collect, I don't really have. I have one Charizard in my personal collection, and that's Special Delivery Charizard because I wanted to complete the trio. Because I love the Pikachu, the Special Delivery Pikachu so much. But I'm not a big collector of Charizard, so this would be kind of just on the incentive of investment or just acquisition type of thing. And for those who've been in the scene, collectible scene for a good bit, you know that shops and shop owners, first of all, the raw cards tend to be pretty expensive. And they tend to be not in the greatest condition because you have a lot of people coming, look at them, assessing the valuation. If there is a margin to be made, grading, they're going to grade it, and not even taking into account the shop owner grading it as well. So my immediate response was like, yeah, this is probably going to be, pretty damaged or not much evaluation there. It's just another shop owner that has a bunch of cards. So I kind of waited, and then I came in maybe a week later after they sent me, just because I was interested and because I usually go around that area multiple times. And I went in, I looked at the cards, and I was dumbfounded. I was like, wow, these must all have been from one person, because all of them were, I would say, near mint to mint conditioned. A lot of them didn't have much whitening at all, no hollow scratches, very clean, surface was very clean, and I was kind of like took back, like, oh boy, here comes my wallet's begging, like, oh please don't spend any more money. Man, I sat on it. I looked at them. I went back, did my research. I did this whole spreadsheet that I've done of broken down before, and seeing if there's even profit to be made or something to be made, because this guy had a ton of these cards. And so I went back, sat on it a while. I was like, man, I just don't know. I looked on, these cards, they were immaculate. I mean, some of them were so good. And it got me thinking, like, man, I'm never going to buy these, or more likely never going to buy them at a PSA slab, because I know how expensive they are, especially the 9s and 10s and everything. And I'm like, man, this is the only time that I'm able to acquire and hold or obtain some of these cards in raw condition that I can get PSA graded, and it'll be in a PSA case. It wasn't just on the money signs or whatever. It was like, it's the essence of a collector. Wanting to collect something that's very, very valuable or very, very rare, and the also not the gambling, but the risk or reward type of thing. Like, oh, what if this comes back at 10, or like, what if this comes back at a high grade and everything, and triple X money or whatever. But it was more on the aspect of like, man, I'm never going to actually probably see these cards again. One of these cards. I went back probably 3 times just to look at it. Two of these cards just to look at them. And oh my gosh, I was like, man, this is so rare, so very valuable in the hobby. Obviously, it was priced very significantly. But it was just so rare that I'm like, oh. I was just taking it in, because you never really see these. I work majority in Japanese, modern Japanese or vintage Japanese, and I've seen all the cards underneath the sun, and but English is a different story, because English has been optimized so very heavily in the past, since 2020, that a lot of these cards I just like, okay, see ya. I'll never be able to hold you or never be able to collect you or whatever, because you're just too high up in the sky with valuation. So I really brushed it aside. But this was my only opportunity to get one of these cards and possibly grade it and possibly come back a high grade. So trying to think. So I ended up going back there, and I was like, you know what? I'll shoot my shot. I'll see what valuation he's going to put on it. Price is all out. I think the first run, I think it was these cards that I got. Majority of these cards. It's on my Instagram story as well. I think it was like 12 Charizard cards or something like that. And I got him. It was like, I don't even know. I forgot. It was like maybe $4,000 or $5,000, something like that. And I went back. I pretty much took the least likely. Like, okay, if these are, if the lighting's bad and I can't really see other things or whatever, at least they're going to be Charizard cards and they're going to hold their value. Because if there's any type of indentation or damage to it, it's automatically like down to a 7 or 6. So I went back to my hotel. I assessed them with this light, this bright light that I don't have on right now. And I was dumbfounded because my eyes weren't playing tricks on me. They were really, really mint. They were extremely mint. And for those who buy collections, if you assess like 10 cards in the collection, you've pretty much, or 10 to 20 cards, you pretty much assess the whole collection, because how the collector maintained and kept these cards is pretty much, for these 20 cards, pretty much is a good sample size of how they collected all these cards and conditioned all these cards and held them in binders, put them in wherever. So I was like, man, I gotta get more. So I went back, spent a little bit more money, and I ended up with this 39 card submission. I did my whole analyses. I broke it all down, and I'll link the video where I did this, where I broke them all down. You found out why did I choose this card over this card, what the percentage is if it gets a 10, 9, 8, and what is the ROI based upon that. So I'll put the video on the screen right now for you to be able to click it. But that's what I did. That's what I did for this 39 card submission. And then I started thinking about all the other cards that I didn't pick up. And I went back, bought some more, backtrack. So the 39 card submission was a whole combination of the Charizards, plus I went back and bought some more. And then the guy contacted me back again. He's like, hey, the guy brought in some more. And I was like, oh boy, did he really? Wish I didn't go back, but I'm glad I did. I went back and looked again. It was a lot. It was a lot of EX era. It was a lot of they had 2 gold stars in the mix, and yeah, my eyes kind of just widened because some of these cards, like I wouldn't be able to hold them, wouldn't be able to collect them because they're so high up in the sky in valuation. So I went and bought some more. About maybe like 12 more, something like that. Put another submission together, sent it off. And then the guy brought some more stuff. And this last one, okay. I guess I'll bring it up when I bring up the card. But this one card, one of the most prized possessions in the hobby, in English terms, he had one of these raw cards, and I was like, the guy originally priced it at $4,300 for this card, and I was like, man, I can't, I've spent so much money already, I can't really, swing this, do you think you can do this? And he's like, no. Went back and forth, held off, slept on it. He did, and then it was like a couple weeks later, he went to Collecticon in Tucson, Arizona. It didn't sell. Obviously, because it was priced like $4,000, and then he brought it down. Like, hey, I think before Collecticon, he's like, hey, I'll come down to I'll come down to, I think you said 3,500. I'm like, man, I still can't swing it, you know. And then a couple weeks go by, and it still didn't sell. I kept you know, pinging him down, $3,000. I was like, I still can't do it. And then finally, he's like, you know what, man? The bare minimum I'll sell this card is $2,000, and I was there. He was like $2,000 with tax involved. I was like, that's fine, $2,100. That's fine. I was there. I bought that card, and I'm glad I did. That card is probably one of the most ROI that I've had on that large of an ROI type of thing on one card. But anyway, again, it's one of the most prized possessions in the hobby, and I've had offers already. I had to take it down. I had to take it down from eBay because just too many people were contacting me about it. I just didn't want to sell it because it's just, I know it's like that boat ride away of like wave and goodbye. You know, I won't be able to see that card ever again if I do sell it. So I'm kind of holding on it. But anyway, that whole long story is what I am here today to show you, which is PSA graded slabs of this collection. So let's get into it. So I just wanted to be as transparent as possible to going into this through the organization of this video. I wanted to give out what I spent on this whole collection plus grading fees, so what that total number is, because every single time I show a card, I show how much it sold for, or how much with the recent comps or whatever, or how much I was offered for the card in recent time that I had it on eBay for. But I just wanted to do that so, you know, some YouTubers do like, oh, you know, how much I spent versus how much, you know, it goes for in the open market. So I wanted this video to be a little bit more edited and everything, so I'll go into it right now. So grading fees, total from front to end, it was $1,700 grading fees to grade all these 56 cards. And then with everything added up, the cost and plus the taxes on everything ended up being $13,877.29. So, what did I buy for 14 grand? We will go into that. But that is the number to beat. That is the number to beat if I made money. What, did I just lose all my money? Did I just lose my $14,000 in cards and in children's shiny cardboard and plastic, encased in plastic? We will see. Did I get all fours? We will see. But I wanted to make that clear. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you what I paid per card raw. Actually, no, I'll edit that in. I know I'm kind of making changes on the fly, but I'll edit that in of how much I paid for it and then how much it sold for. Yeah, so let's open this sucker. What the heck did I buy for $14,000? Let's go into. So first, I'll go into the cards that I have already. That's pretty simple to get into, and the very first ones you'll see are possible cracks. So ones that I went through and I was like, man, is there any way that this is going to be the case? But this could get a higher grade, but we'll go into it. So first, I got the good old PSA 6. Oh, wow, kicking off strong. PSA 6, Giovanni's Persian, first edition. I got this mainly for the first edition stamp because the first editions are so hard to find, especially mint. But this card, look at this card. It is absolutely mint. Absolutely mint. And so people may say like, oh, why the heck did it get a 6? Look at this. See the hollow foil? There's a slight bow to the hollow foil. I was kind of interested of what this possibly could get. That, as well as there's like maybe a slight print line, yeah, across right here, right there. That print line plus that bow equals a PSA 6. Literally no silvering at all. Top to bottom. No scratches or dents on the back of the card. The literal only thing is the print line and the bowing. So those that are maybe cautious of like, oh, what would this get? it gets a PSA 6. So not all my cards got PSA 6 that had this bowing effect. This probably was the most severe, but severe enough that PSA deemed it a PSA 6. And it is just a bowing. It's no bend or anything, or there's no like crease or anything in the card. It's just a bow. So I will be cracking this open, taking out. Look at that hollow foil. Oh my gosh, that hollow foil is beautiful on that silver Giovanni's Persian. Oh my gosh. So Giovanni's Persian, I love it. So this will probably, this will definitely be a crack, and I just want to see what else it would get. So got the PSA 6. Then we got a PSA 7 Skyla, full art, showing off her thing. With this card, let's see, what was the issue? There were some, this is another possible crack, because a PSA 7. PSA 7 usually, like, there's a ding right there. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a slight ding on the very, very top, which is like a pinhole. But other than that, that's all I see on this card, other than like a few whitening, bottom left, bottom right. This is more, I don't know how this got a 7 and this got a 6. Like, really? But, yeah, I'll look at this more over. But overall, this will probably be cracked as well. Just, I think it can get at least an 8. Increase the value at about $20. Then, you know I'm a sucker for Mewtwo cards. We got the Mewtwo Delta Species in a 7. So what the heck is wrong with this card? Let's look it over. I literally can't find anything. Let's look it over. Delta Species, a 7. All my other 7s had severe indentations or damage to the outside, or severe whitening with the scratches on the hollow foil. I absolutely do not see anything. So this one didn't have the bowing effect. Okay, sorry. The only thing I saw with this card is pretty heavy whitening on the bottom left. If that is deemed for 7, man, that's really harsh. If that only, so a little bit of whitening on the bottom left and a little bit on the top right. Okay, let me get my business card. This is definitely the only reason why I'm having it here, to show off the whitening. But it's very convenient. But my business cards are all black, so it's very convenient. So yeah, you can see all kind of whitening on the bottom left, and yeah, very few. A little bit, maybe a little bit on the top left as well. But yeah, that's a PSA 7, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know why. I'm probably gonna crack it. I could see this getting an 8. I could definitely see it getting an 8, because usually with PSA scale, every single tick you have against the card, it's usually 1 letter grade down. So I mean, I could see that definitely a 9, but maybe an 8 because of both corners. Yeah, man, I do not see any scratches whatsoever. That scratches on the case right there. I don't know if you can see that. But I don't see anything on this card, and it definitely will be a crack. But other than that, those are the 3 ones so far that I had of this stack right here. That will be possibly getting cracked out. So we'll get into the rest. So we got a Hippowdon Level X PSA 8. My wife's a Hippowdon fan, so I got this kind of just for her. But this was a pretty clean 8. You got whitening on the top left, right here, and whitening on the bottom right. But other than that, it's pretty clean. Pretty clean 8. As you can see, I have put card protectors on these. But yeah, PSA 8, so we'll put that in the 8 pile. We got Giovanni's Machamp. Beautiful first edition right here. From obviously Gym Challenge. This was an 8. It had the bowing effect right here. But also whitening on the edges. And you're going to get that. But overall, it was near mint. PSA 8. So, really great. Charizard from Power Keepers. Again, I got a lot of Charizards on this submission, and this got the PSA 8. So PSA 8, whitening, whitening, whitening. Just a little bit whitening everywhere, but you can get an 8 because of that. I think there was maybe some scratches on the whole holofoil just right there. But man, this holofoil is dark. Look at that dark holofoil. Oh, you get that right in the light. Wow, that really shines. Beautiful, beautiful card. Alright, PSA 8, all on the 8s. Oh, can we get a knight? Nope, a knight. Light Azumarill. We got the 8. We got a swirl. Hey, swirl gang. Swirl gang, come in here. So, again, first edition. I got all the first edition cards that I wanted because, I mean, first edition is just first edition, and they're super hard to come by. These cards, I mean, these could have been pack fresh cards, most definitely, because Neo Destiny was such a hard, you know, the print run wasn't great. I did have silvering, silvering on the car on the side of the card, and a little bit of whitening here. So maybe the silvering was one ding and the whitening was another ding. But other than that, this card was looked great. And it's a near mint card. Next up, we have the PSA 9 Dark Hypno. This, again, all the first editions I pretty much picked up because they were all really good looking. This is a great holo. I really like the deep color, deep purple color and everything. Kind of hard to see as well in the light. But yeah, all these are pretty mint. The only thing is just they're pretty harsh on the whitening. There's like little tad bits of whitening right there, but that's, and then probably a little bit off-centered left to right. But that's pretty much it on this one. Not even any silvering on the side or any scratches on the holofoil. So, but yeah, that's a PSA 9. Ooh, there you go, PSA 9, not PSA 8. Ooh, we got the base set 2 Charizard. Nice little holo foil right there. All the different base set Charizards, or the different base set 2 versus base set 1 Charizard have different holo foils, which is pretty cool. The Cosmos versus the other one, like this one has like a star right there, versus the other one like the Cosmos foil. Two different types of foiling. But anyway, so I've got the PSA 8, probably having to do with a slight print line, slight scratch, and slight whitening. So that'll be a PSA 8. If any of these holofoils had scratches, they'd be PSA 8s. Looks like a lot of the holofoils got PSA 8. And here we go. These are the EX cards. I absolutely adore EX cards. Their holofoil is just amazing. The silver border holofoil, absolutely crazy. Let me take this one out. These I'm just a sucker for these holofoils. You'll see a lot of these in this video. The Flareon EX and 8. Again, this one had a chip up here. I think the surface was a little bit scratchy on this front end, but like that is a very, very good looking 8, if I would say so myself. Yeah, little white dot right there. But other than that, yeah, I don't see I don't see much else. Maybe a light scratching right there on the front. But these EX holos, they have all just foil up and down the card, So, yeah. So EX. Oh boy, this. Dang it. Okay, cool. Right down. The seam broke, so I'll have to make a new. I'll have to get a new card sleeve for that guy. Here we go. I have just tons of these on hand for obvious reasons. But yeah. So that is awesome. PSA 8. I'm not too. Again, all these cards were near mint to mint. So that's exactly what I was predicting them to be. Obviously, it would have been greater if they were better, but, you know, so these are all 8s. So a lot of 8s so far. Not much 9s and no 10s whatsoever. Except when we get the Blastoise. Crystal Guardians Blastoise. This holo is kind of cool. No texture or anything, just that type of holo foil. Delta Species, obviously, kind of with the Delta Species. With the Mewtwo. But this is the Crystal Guardians. So this one, slight whitening on the top right, slight whitening on the top left. But like all these cards, literally, I could have pulled them from the pack. Oh yeah, one thing I did notice with this one, there's a print line down here, like right on the edge. Hard to kind of see, but there's a print line right there that goes across the way. I think, was that the only one? Yeah, on this card, that's the only one. But yeah, those are print lines you get. But Crystal Guardians, again, just to get these cards in mint condition is just crazy. And then grading them PSA 9. There you go, PSA 9. Oh, this is again, sucker for EX holos. This is awesome. This Mew EX. I love this holo foil. This is a phenomenal looking card. Only reason, same thing I got for one coming up as well. Oh, where did that thing go? Oh, it's on the Delta species. That's right. Is that one right there? No, it's not. So this one on the very top here. Oh, where did I put that guy? Oh, I have one more card I got to show off, but I forgot to pull out. But right on top of the Pokeball, there's like a scratch for some reason. Both these, I have two of these cards that have just big scratches on the very top, and for some reason they're very hard to see. I don't know why. But I know for sure this other Mewtwo card has one. Obviously, whitening right there, ding. Ding on the top left, and then probably a surface scratch somewhere. But these cards are just phenomenal. I love these cards so much. I think, man, maybe it wasn't on this card. Maybe it was another one. I remember right on the top of the Pokeball there was something. But maybe it was the other one. So that's a PSA 8. You know, my personal criticism of this submission. These were 3 different submissions, so 3 different people graded all these cards, and they all got relatively around the same grade, 8s to 9s. Obviously, we had a 7, obviously, but you know, that's why I like separating. You got the Meowth. This is actually a promo, Black Star promo right here. It's actually sealed in its pack. And that just goes to show this is literally sealed. I was the first person to touch this card. Still got a 9. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's just what's gonna happen. See the whitening right there, fresh out of the pack. Boom, a 9. So same thing with this Pikachu, but this Pikachu makes sense because there's a ding up here, like a little bend right there. But yeah, this E series, love this. Pikachu PSA 8, same thing, came in the pack like this, sandwiched together, PSA 8. What are you gonna do? Blaine's Arcanine, it got the PSA 8 as well. A little bit of whitening, top bottom. That's just goes to show, like, English WOTC, it's just so hard to grade, so very hard to grade. And the last card to show from this first submission is this Shining Mewtwo. First edition Shining Mewtwo, PSA 8, sadly. But it got the PSA 8 because of this little ding on the top of the Pokeball. Little scratch right there, just tad bit, little scratch, and it like sees through the holo foil. But just a little ding on the top there, plus just a little bit of whitening on the bottom right. That's an 8, guys. That is an 8. And for those who are watching and are kind of, man, if these cards couldn't get a 9 or couldn't get a 10 or whatever, man, I don't know. my WOTC cards that are in my attic that for 30 years or whatever, who say those can get either 9s or 8s. And, you know, most people that submit their WOTC collections, they usually get like 7s and 8s and all that kind of stuff, and even lower. This is just how it is. This is just the level of, you know, condition your cards have to be in to get really good grades. Shiny Mewtwo, love this card. Great glimmering effect on it. I was told that it had, maybe the English has it, or the Japanese, but there's texture on the surface of the Mewtwo. And another thing, they made Mewtwo blue. a shining type was blue, which normally his shining type is green. So very interesting way they did that. But beautiful, beautiful card. Never had this before. Shining Mewtwo, again, first edition. It was worth it anyway just to get it encased. Great looking card, love that. And then we will now go into the sealed stuff that is a lot more interesting. Not more interesting, just a lot more stuff that I haven't seen before. So there we go. We got 3 9s, all the rest 8s, and then some 2 7s and a 6. So probably gonna crack these out, and then the rest I'm going to keep encased. So these are awesome, and you will see some of these on my eBay store to purchase and all that kind of stuff. Some of them are going to my personal collection, like this shiny Mewtwo is going to my personal collection. This Mew EX and everything else though probably going to be listed. Just some stuff to get back the grading costs and all that kind of stuff. You know how it is, but. Overall, we will go into the next section that I haven't seen, so we'll go into that right now. Oh boy, oh boy, boy. I am very excited. Let us see what these grades are. Whew, 2 boxes. 2 boxes. These things are heavy. Oh boy, get rid of this. First box. We got the number uno right there. Ugh. There we go. This is probably my first PSA submission return, actually. I don't normally make PSA submission returns, so this is very abnormal for me. But we'll go right into it. On the that's on the first card. There we go. Put this to the side. And we're starting out with a PSA 9 Rayquaza EX. Look at that card. Oh my gosh. Okay, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna put this off screen, maybe? I don't know. I don't wanna be too complicated with this, but I just want to show off the cards. Oh my gosh. Like I said, EX holos are just phenomenal. I haven't seen these cards literally in 3 months, like I said, so PSA 9 Rayquaza EX. Beautiful, beautiful card. Look at that freaking holo foil. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Rayquaza, I love how dark they made him. Just all super dark. And then the holo foil just pops out at you. Really cool. PSA 9 Rayquaza EX. Awesome. Oh, right in the holo foil glam. Oh man, Ampharos. We got first edition Ampharos, Neogenesis. Obviously, everyone knows print lines are galore. Print line right there, right fat down in the middle. And then I think there was some whitening. Yeah, just some whitening around the edges. So print line plus whitening equals 8. So look at that print line. There's like 3 print lines here. Oh my gosh. Boom, boom, boom. I knew this wasn't going to get crazy, but look at that swirl too. Swirl gang. Look at that. Great. So PSA 8. Oh man. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. First Charizard. Boom. Charizard Expedition PSA 9. All these Charizards were in fantastic condition. They, like I said, were near mint to mint, and this is no exception. Look at that quad circle right there, right above his neck. Very interesting. But Expedition Charizard. Some people don't like this design of Charizard. I mean, I'm not a huge Charizard fan, but super cool seeing these in person. We got the 9 right there. A little bit of whitening right there. But overall, this is a no scratches whatsoever on the holo foil. Just beautiful. PSA 9. Boom. We got the Plasma Storm Charizard PSA 9. Let's go. Look at that. English PSA 9. I mean, old WOTC, you gotta love it. So, again, you can see the texturing on this. I actually have a Japanese version of this, but we got a PSA 9 Charizard, Plasma Storm. Great card. Let's look at the back right here. No scratches whatsoever. There's a tiny, tiny white dot right there. Oh yeah, there's a reason probably why I got a 9 versus a 10. There's a print line right down the middle right here. Do you see it right on his face right there? Right down the middle. or down the sides. So that's probably why I got a PSA 9. Oh boy, Blaine's Charizard, non-first edition. This is the Gym Challenge Charizard. So let's see. I see a little bit of a print line right there on the side. PSA 9 centering was good. Oh man, yeah, a little bit of whitening right there. So maybe that's probably what it got. So 2 white dots on the bottom, and then this probably didn't pertain to much. But yeah, so PSA 9 Charizard, that is beautiful. All the Charizards did really, really well. Here we go. Oh boy. Gardevoir EX Radiant Collection. I just had this. I think I bought it from a shop owner for little nothing. So PSA 8, you know, what do we have? Just whitening right there, whitening right there. That's just what's gonna happen. But usually it's a PSA 9, but if it's significant enough, it's a PSA 8. So maybe they saw something else I didn't see. But oh boy, back to back. Gotta love English Modern. Oh boy, look at this. Mewtwo EX. PSA 8. Don't know why. Maybe it got, there's whitening right there. There's a printing defect right there. That's crazy. Yeah. PSA 8. Don't know why. Sometimes it's just gotta do it to you, you know. But I think I'm gonna keep this Mewtwo because the PSA 8 is probably not gonna sell for much. But I don't have this Mewtwo in my collection, so I'm a Mewtwo collector. So definitely gonna go probably in my collection. Oh boy. Oh, PSA 10 Venusaur EX. Wow. PSA 10. I didn't think we'd hit a PSA 10 on all these cards. Just seeing all these 9s, 8s. PSA, this is what a PSA 10 holofoil looks like. No whitening. Oh yeah, look at that. No whitening whatsoever. Beautiful. No swirls, sadly. Swirl gang, no swirls. But again, EX holos are just amazing. Gem Mint 10. Gotta love it. Wow, that's probably going to be by himself the whole video. Oh boy, Blastoise PSA 9. If you look on here, there's actually a huge holofoil bleed right down the bottom, all the way up here, all around the card. Pretty crazy. I haven't seen this much of a holo bleed in a while. Blastoise, level 52. I didn't think this card was much valuable until I looked it up. I was like, oh yeah, it sells for a decent amount. So PSA 9. That's yeah. I definitely wasn't going to open it up or wasn't going to buy it, but turned out it is valuable. So gotta get it, especially at the price. Oh, Latios EX. Gosh, again, all these EX cards, phenomenal. PSA 9. Honestly, if you're going to have any collection, especially WOTC, go for the PSA 9s. Honestly. Like, yeah, it's not the blingy PSA 10, but they are probably swirl gang, swirl. They are probably the same quality as, or close, so close to it, a PSA 10, and you're just buying a slim margin. So PSA 9, love it. This is probably gonna rise all the way up here. Oh, here we got modern. We got modern. Just wanted to grade this guy. You know, this little Grunt Pikachu, you know, why not? Full art, worth a couple thousand, but great. That's not in the calculation that I was gonna do. But this card is awesome. I will put him to the side because he's not in our calculation. Ooh, Blastoise Reverse Holo from Expedition PSA 9. What do we get? What do we get? Is there a print line? What's going on here? Beautiful white. It's tiny nick of whitening right there, but I don't see anything else. They just may not have liked me, so that's probably what it is. Just didn't like me or something. Oh, oh no. It's a print line. It's a print line. Print line right there. Boop, right across the card. That's right above the 40. Just a slight scuffing. PSA 9. There you go. Ampharos PSA 9. Look at this card. This is a little bit harder to see with the holo foil, but Ampharos holo, man, yeah, I didn't collect these cards. I didn't grow up with these cards. These cards are all kind of, the whole kind of thing is new to me, with you know, the whole darkness and you know, this Heart Gold Soul Silver, this era. But I just love all the holo foil and everything that was super blingy back here. But PSE 9, so obviously tons and tons of PSE 9s. Oh, talking about PSE 9, Venusaur. Got the Venusaur reverse holo, PSA 9. Beautiful card. Again, probably just whitening. Probably got dinged on the whitening. But very, very beautiful card. Very, very, yeah, just clean. Very, very clean. PSA 9 again. Oh, guess what, guys? PSA 9. Kyogre EX. This card is awesome. This is the Black Star promo that came in the tin. But this card is awesome as well. Oh my gosh, whitening obviously down here. That's why it got, oh, swirl right here too. Boom, look at that swirl. That is awesome. It looks like there's a little slight scuffing on the top right here. That's probably why I got the PSA 9. So look at that, PSA 9, PSA 9, PSA 9 again. Groudon EX Black Star promo. This actually came in 2 tins right here. Person probably bought 2 tins worth of it. So again, scuffing down here, down up there. So PSA 9. This is pretty fair for PSA 9. Argon EX. Sorry, Argon. Aggron EX. That is awesome. This again, EX holos. I just love them, adore them. PSE 9, love it. Oh, my favorite EX holo. Look at this. Boom! Ampharos EX. Oh, we got no sneak peeks. Ampharos EX. Gosh, I love this card. I wish this got a 10, but I got a 9 for whitening on the top left. And looks like that's it. Just the whitening got it. Just the whitening. Ampharos EX. That's definitely going into the personal collection. Look at that. Venusaur, you're all alone. You're probably going to be all alone in this entire video. Boom. Hypno, Legendary Collection. This fireworks. PSA 9. Oh my gosh, I can't express how hard it is to even get a PSA 9 in these reverse holos. They are tremendously hard to get graded because of how dang shiny and reflective in the surface of this holo is. Easy to get scratched. PSA 9, man, look at all these PSA 9s. They're gonna hit the camera. If you're getting PSA 9s on WOTC, I mean, back then you were doing pretty well, but that's like that's probably the most semi-realistic outcome for any WOTC that you, even pulling from a pack. It's the print lines or something. The print quality was just bad for old WOTC cards, so more than likely you're going to get a PSA 9. And then the last one in this box, Shining Charizard. So just like that Shining Mewtwo. Oh, I should get that Shining Mewtwo. Where'd you go, Shining Mewtwo? Here you go. Boom. Shining Charizard, Shining Mewtwo. Obviously this is first edition. This is non-first edition. The thing with this one, I'm pretty sure, is the off... yeah. So you could tell that this is thicker on the right than on the left. But other than that, this card is just mint. Oh man, there's a white speck up there. So that is why, probably the white speck and kind of off-centering. Off-centering is definitely within the PSA 10. I would say 40, 60, definitely within those parameters. I think the big thing is that it got a white speck right up on there, but that is it, man. If you don't care about that white speck, I mean, this is literally difference between crazy amount for PSA 10 versus PSA 9. Obviously, it's not first edition, but still, this Shining Charizard is just beautiful. It was so mint, out of the shop, so very mint. PSA 9, what you gonna do? So that was box 1. We got 3 8s, the rest 9, and 1 10 with the Venusaur EX Holo. You just cannot expect any 10s from PSA with WOTC anymore. You just cannot. It's just so very hard unless you get a really good grader on a really good day. So there we go. We will go into the next stack, and I will put this to the side. So I'll get the best of each. So we got a 9, 8, and then what's the best one? Probably the Ampharos. Oh no, we'll do Shiny Mewtwo. It's the best of the 8s. Probably Shiny Mewtwo. Here we go. Okay. Sweet. Alright. Let's get into the next box. Boom. So let's see. We cut this right here. Ugh. There's one card that I'm so excited for that I can't wait for it to pop up. I'm going to turn the cards around so I don't know which one's which. And we'll just go off of that. And we'll just scoot these over. Oh boy. Hi, you ready? Whoosh. Kyogre EX. What is that? What is that? A 5. What did we get here? A 5. Oh man. Why? Why? Now with a 5, there has to be some type of impression or something going on with the card. Don't know why I got a 5, but I will reassess that later. Yeah, man. Alright, I'm just going to put this aside because I don't want to go all the way down. That stinks. Okay, well, we got one not so good grade. Let's put that in the crack pile because that could be a crack. But, alright, next one. Whoosh. Oh, Light Tototic. Oh man, first edition PSA 9. Wow. This was a really clean Neo Genesis first edition Tototic. Look at like, oh man, never mind. There was whitening right there, but it was there still could have been a chance for a 10, but PSA 9, I'll take it. Really, I mean, this literally could have been pulled directly from a pack and stored for a long period of time because that's how badly these things were kept. Printing wise and everything, no swirls, nothing like that. First edition Light Tototic, beautiful card. Again, PSA 9s, like you really can't go wrong with PSA 9s because they look phenomenal. Oh, I forgot to show off their slight silvering on the top, but they look exactly like the PSA 10, but just a little bit different, and the prices are just crazy. It's like 2 or 3 of these especially like Tototic, especially from Neo Destiny, because of how rare they are. It's just crazy. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Dark Charizard, PSA 9 first edition. Wow. PSA 9 first edition Dark Charizard. That's an awesome looking card. Oh my gosh. Wow. This was in my Instagram story of showing off all the Charizards that I did buy. Oh man, this is the only first edition Charizard that I did get. There was no other first edition Charizard, but this is awesome. This illustration by, oh my gosh, it's by Ken Sugimori. Of course it is. Wow. Dark Charizard first edition, Team Rocket. I love it. PSA 9. Beautiful card. Light whitening on the top right. You barely see it. Gosh, why did this get a 9 and not a 10? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe slight scratching on the holofoil. Is there a scratch? No, I don't think so. Oh man, that's a beautiful 9. Beautiful 9. First edition. Dark Charizard. How do we go from here? I don't know. Oh, reverse foil Charizard Expedition. So yes, oh, PSA 8. I do have this in a holo foil that you saw, but I also do have the one in the reverse holo. So this got a PSA 8 for some reason. Let's see, can I find it? Can I find it? Okay, yeah, there's light scratch. Okay, there's scratching. There's scratching here. That's why. Pretty fair. Pretty fair. PSA 8. Did I put all these right? Okay, cool. PSA 9. Hey, I'm not complaining. These are good grades. I got at least 110 Venusaur. we get? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just soak that in. Yeah. So, Crystal Charizard. PSA 9. This was a very clean copy. I've only held one copy, and that's this one. Wow. Okay. Before seeing all these cards, like at the Arizona game show or card shop, I wasn't a Charizard fan. I was like, Charizard, whatever. I have to say, the Crystal Charizard illustration is probably the best illustration of Charizard. Just, yeah, shoot me if you want, but it is, I would say. Above the, some people obviously, Gold Star Charizard is obviously the best one. Look, very, very little whitening. Tad bit. Where's my card? Look at the tad bit whitening up there. Tad bit whitening right there. No scratching in the hollow foil whatsoever or anywhere on the card. So I wasn't a Charizard fan, and because everyone and their mother collects it, and I'm big into Mewtwo, Mew, as well as Pikachu, obviously. Man, after seeing this card in person, this is one of those cards that I went back to the shop like 2 or 3 times. Like, I just stared at this card. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a Crystal Charizard. This is from Skyridge. PSA 9 Skyridge Charizard. What is this, like a $6,000 card? I don't know. You'll have the valuation on the screen. Oh, this card is beautiful. God, like certain things like this, I just love collecting. Love collecting because of the things. This is obviously from 2003. 2003. That's 2 decades. That's 20 years ago. That's crazy that this person kept this Crystal Charizard in some collection since 2003, and I got a PSA 9, a mint card. If this got gem mint, that would have been crazy. But obviously, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to get gem mint because of why? Because of just the whitening right there, top, bottom, top. I mean, that's still just barely. It possibly gonna get a gem mint 10. I don't know, but man, this card is beautiful. All right, I spent too much time on Crystal Charizard, but I can't spend enough time on Crystal Charizard. Wow, I love this card. Okay, next. How can I top that? Boom. Okay, we got the Brock's Ninetale. Yeah, first edition Brock's Ninetale, PSA 9. This whole video should just be labeled PSA 9. Oh, you got a swirl. You can barely see his hollow foil. Oh my gosh. Alright, just take me back to the Crystal Charizard. Let's just look at that. Oh my gosh, PSA 9. No, don't cover it up. Okay. Next, boom. Ooh, we got the Stormfront Charizard PSA 8. Oh man, PSA 8. Why did this get a PSA 8? Probably some scratching. Again, like I said, once you see like 10 of these cards from the person that graded it, or sorry, the person that opened it and collected it and everything, you kind of understand what all the cards are going to get. Except for maybe a few, but PSA 8. Man, probably some silvering, I don't know. But very little whitening on the top right. Probably that's what it is. There's like a little bit significant little uptick right there. A little bit of whitening. But PSA 8 right there. Okay. Ooh, wow. Wow. Base set Charizard. Unlimited, obviously. 1999 PSA 9 base Charizard. Remember what I was saying about that hollow foil? Boom. Wow. That is a phenomenal card. PSA 9. Wow. A little bit of whitening right there. Whitening right there. Wow. PSA 9. Base set Charizard, 1999. Be great if it was Shadowless or first edition, but I didn't have that many bucks going into it for that card. Ooh, this is a... Oh, I know what this card is. This is the Stormfront Charizard. Boom. Oh, man, PC 8. Well, this card, if you see these old cards, especially with this type of holo foil, everything on the front is just all gloss holo. That's all gloss holo. Wow. And it's kind of off-centered from the top. No, that's pretty good. Why is this getting 8? So many questions, so little answers. I don't know. Well, got an 8. Oh well. These guys are hard to get graded, so. Man, my 8s are catching up to my 9s. Can we get more 9s? Boom! Ooh, okay, we got an 8, but look at this thing. Boom! Blasting at you. We got the Legendary Collection Reverse Holo Charizard. I remember this one. This one was pretty kind of scratched up, but it didn't. Yeah, it's like scuffs, but just light scuffs right there. Yeah, I was expecting kind of an 8 on this one. Whitening top right, but that is beautiful. That will go well with my Legendary Collection Reverse Holo Mewtwo. I don't have an 8. I have it in a 9 and a 10, but not an 8. Beautiful, beautiful card. I don't know if I'm going too slow for these you people, but this is just beautiful. These cards, I have to take my time. I'm sorry. You'll have to sit for an hour. I'm sorry. All right, next one. Boom. Oh, we got Dark Ampharos PSA 9 First Edition. You know I gotta pick up the first editions. You know I do. I think there's only one first edition that I didn't pick up, and it was because of that bulging effect, and thankfully I didn't, because it probably would have been a 6. But this card looks really, really good. What is it, PSA 9? Yeah, this looks like a PSA 9. A silvering on the top and side. Usually that's like, that's not like dull. It's not like a dull blade or something, but it's something from the factory. So like PSA 9, boom. Oh, there we go. My PSA 9s are outpacing my 8s. Alright, let's go. Boom! Oh, man. I said too soon. So, we got a Electrode PSA 9. Again, reverse holo Electrode. PSA 8, not the greatest. Probably 7 to an 8 is probably the average of these cards. But when you get a 9 and everything, that's when the premiums pick up. Scratching right here. Again, these are just so easy to scratch. Probably these scratches have to do like taking it out of the sleeve, putting it back on the sleeve, stuff of that sort. So PSA 8, very little whitening, probably a little bit of whitening right there. A little bit of whitening right there. These cards are great. These cards are great for that. Boom, PSA 8. No. Alright, we got a good amount of stack left. So again, English. Boom. Oh, Dark Black. Oh, there we go. PSA 9. Oh man, I know why I got a PSA 9 and not a PSA 10. Look at that print line. That thick with 2 C's print line. Wow. And yeah, everything else, oh my gosh, look how little whitening there is. Maybe just like a tad bit right there, but like that's probably the same amount or not even of what I've seen other 10s come as. So that Dark Blastoise literally was held out because of that print line. If that got a 10 on that Legendary Collection, whew, that would have been a pricey card. But we got a 9. You know, I'm not super mad. All right, boom. Ooh, more Hey, you thought we were gonna be done with Charizard? No, we got more Charizards. Level X. Even though we hit the Crystal Charizard, we got Level X. PSA 9. Gotta love it. The go-to grade, I think this one was just a little bit of bulging, that it just had a bulging effect to the card. So PSA 9, I'm happy with that. Boom. Next one, boom. Metagross EX. Oh, back to the holo foil with the EX holos. We got PSA 9. This is great. Again, I can't get enough of these EX holos. These are phenomenal. A little bit of whitening right there. Oh my goodness. That is phenomenal. Oh, there we go. My 9s are getting... Oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What did I pick up other than the black... Oh, this is the Plasma Storm version of the Charizard. All right, ready? Boom! PSA 8. Okay, this one is known to be really, really hard to get graded. Oh, I didn't even show off the error of that card. There's an error on the other card where it's like the color is off or the energy symbol is off or something of that sort. It's like the rare one, so even though it's an error, the rare one is actually the fixed version, not the error, because the error one really came out with everything else. But non-first edition, Plasma Gale, that's what, not Plasma Storm, Plasma Gale, PSA 8 Charizard. This texturing is also very, very fine. Very, very fine, and it looks great. Oh, man. Okay. What we got? Boom. Oh, Electroid EX PSA 9. I actually have a PSA 10 of this. Very, very hard to get. But I was able to acquire it from a buddy, and thankfully it graded really, really well. Man, look how clean this card is. No whitening, like, at all. I don't even see a single speck. Why did this get a 9? Man, I may have to crack this one out. Why did this get a 9? Okay, I gotta look into that one. That one's really clean, like no whitening, no print lines. Why did this get a 9? Okay, I'm gonna see about that. I don't know. The premium could be there. Last. Oh well, no. I have 2 more cards after this one because I saved them for the very end. Boom. Okay, Regice, PSA 9, holofoil. Boom. Yeah, a little bit of whitening. 9. Alright, cool. So we'll end it with more 9s and 8s. That's great. Boom. Oh, CD promo, Charizard, 1999. Love to see it. It got a 9 because of Ken Sugimori, obviously, because the thing was off-center, top to bottom. Other than that, this card is flawless. Very, very, or maybe a tiny. You can't even see that on the camera. Tiny bit of whitening. But that is a PSA 9. That is beautiful. Ken Sugimori artwork. You know it. You know it is. PSA 9. Now I do have 2 more cards that I will showcase right here. So beautiful, beautiful cards. I'll put these to the sides real quick. These are very, very. Let me just put this over here. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So these are the creme de la creme of the cards that I submitted. Besides the Crystal Charizard, let me get that one out real quick. Just to showcase again, that card is just phenomenal. Where'd you go? PC 9. There you are. I'm just gonna showcase them all at one time. Oh, this Crystal Charizard, I love this card. Okay, I'm just gonna put it aside. So let's see which one is which. Okay, I know which one's which. We'll go to this one first. Okay, so Groudon Gold Star, PSA 9. Wow. And for those who don't see it, right here, 2. Got them double swirls right here. I had to take this one off eBay, and for those who watch my eBay, you already know that this one I got this. Groudon Gold Star. Gold Stars are one of the hardest cards to get in the hobby because they were in that lull period in 2005 era that like very few people collected. Look how clean this card is. No whitening whatsoever. No printing lines. The only thing with this card, I think, was that there was a little bit of waviness with the, and I'll put a video for that. I kind of helped kind of flatten it out, but I'll put a video here on the screen of what that looked like before flattening it out. But I think it's a little bit still there, and so I think that's why it got a PSA 9. But that is such a clean PSA 9 copy. Oh my gosh. Groudon Gold Star, and the last card I wanted to show you guys, the creme de la creme, besides the Crystal Charizard, we got the Rayquaza Gold Star. This card, I had to go back to the shop multiple times, and it's a PSA 8. I had to go back to the card shop multiple times and check out this card again and again because you just never see them. Look at that swirl. That's a one of one swirl placement right in Rayquaza's mouth, right in front of Rayquaza's mouth. He's doing Hyper Beam. You got the white effects going around the swirl. Oh my gosh. You got a Pokeball in his ear. You got another Pokeball down here. Like, there's nothing. This. You can have your Rayquaza 10, yeah, sure, whatever. But this just is very, very pleasing to the eye. And the only thing wrong with this guy, the front has a little bit of silvering top to the side, but also right there, just a black little, or a white little thing right there. That's not caused by the case. That was on it before. I knew of it. I was guessing that was going to be an 8. I was really guessing that was going to be an 8, and it came back an 8. It'd be great if it was a 9, but it came back as an 8. Yeah, I can't say anything more about this card. For those who've been in the hobby for more than 30 minutes, Rayquaza Gold Star is one of the most desired and the hardest cards to get because of the rarity, because it comes from EX Deoxys. EX Deoxys, per booster box is like $40,000. At one time, a Rayquaza Gold Star sold for $50,000, $50,000, and in an 8, I've legit. This is why I got pulled it off eBay. I have it on eBay for a showcase price. Showcase price of $7,000, $99.99. It's almost the $8,000. I had a offer, in cash, $6,000. He was willing to come up and just get it for me, and I had to pull it. I had a. Oh, here we go. There we go. There's the lineup. I had this card as well. This card, someone was willing to pay $1,600 for it. 16 or 1700, 1700 cash. Because he really liked these swirls right here. Really liked the swirls. And I've already gotten an offer on this for $1,700 for out on Gold Star. And I think it has to do with something with these swirls. Because the last one sold was like at, I don't know, $1,300, something like that. There's a premium. Double swirl. Crazy. Wow. So on the screen you'll see what my what the recent sales and what I was offered on these cards were, and you'll see what my ROI is. But I think I did pretty well. I think I did pretty well with all these cards. Some of them got 8s, yeah. Some of them got 9s. But I think the vast, like, okay, here we go. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out real quick. We got a 5. We got 2 7s and a 6. This is my distribution. You can't even see the Venusaur. Can't even see the Venusaur. This is my distributions. I think I did pretty well. You can't see that, but that's there's one over there too. I think I did pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 20, 24, 20. So about 30, about maybe 28 PSA 9s. 3, 6, 9, 12. So probably about 12. Then everything else is just singles. But 1 PSA 10 Venusaur, PSA 10 Venusaur EX. Only got one. One's all you need, I guess. When you got a Crystal Charizard and a PSA 9, and you got Rayquaza Gold Star in a PSA 8, you know. I guess that's all you really need, but man, this has been awesome. I've been waiting for this forever. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Let me take that 9 off of you there. But oh man, I didn't even do all these cards. I had some more of these, but I had some 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. So a lot more 8s, but still a lot more 9s. Oh, there we go.
So, this is all what you guys have come for, the results. So, total cards graded were about 56, or were 56. 4 of them were the potential cracked cards that I talked about in the beginning. Average grade was about an 8.48, which is right between an 8 and a 9, so pretty good, kind of right near of what exactly I was thinking what they would grade, between 8 and 9, so 8.48, crazy. Cost of raw cards total was about $12,177. Cost to grade after the upcharges came out to $1,700, and the total cost in total occupancy would be $13,877. So did I make back my money, or a little bit more? Well, I did. So total valuable sellable cards and last sold and the offers that I've received equals out to $32,037. Quite a sum of money, but what does that come down if I do want to sell them? What are the fees? The fees on eBay are about 15%. So what that looks like is about $4,806 is the total cost of actually selling these cards. So like on eBay, 15% is particularly relatively high. If I wanted to go to PWCC or ZMG Emporium, eBay type of deal, where they have lower fees if you have higher cards, that number would go down pretty significantly. But taking just the very medium of 15% on eBay is $4,806. Unrealized profit, that equals around, after you take out all the costs and the cost of to grade as well as the cost to sell, equals around $13,354, and the total ROI, or return on investment, would equal to 104%, meaning I pretty much doubled my money. But that's take consider if I literally sell everything today, which a lot of these cards, they're just so rare and so hard to acquire, and the grades that I got were pretty good on a lot of them. It's hard for me to let go. People in this hobby know that these items, they're illiquid, yes, but they're irrational because we have emotions tied to them. So they're hard sometimes to let go. But again, your experiences may differ if you go and try this. Anyway, that's the results. Take whatever you want from this, but it panned out pretty well.
Oh, man. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully this was entertaining. I just can't get over the fact that I got a Crystal Charizard in a PSA 9. Man. I was really hoping for a PC 10, but obviously there was whitening on it, and there's a little bit of whitening, and there's something else. What was the other thing? Yeah, just whitening. But that's what's gonna happen, just a tad bit of whitening, and boom, it's a 9. So, man, Groudon Gold Star, Rayquaza Gold Star, PC 8. Like I can't ask for more. This was probably like one of the best outcomes I could have had with these cards. Obviously, there's a lot more. I could have gotten, 20 of these PSE 10s, obviously. But realistically, a realistic outcome, because WOTC is already so hard to grade, and we're 20 years removed from a lot of these cards. Obviously, 2003, 20 years removed. So these just aren't flowing around. And as you saw, that ROI, I did the calculations and everything, and yeah, it's pretty nice. I pretty much almost doubled my money, pretty much. But some of these cards, like I said, on the screen I put it, but this Rayquaza, I paid like $2 grand for it, and it got an 8, which is around $6,000 I got offered, obviously. And this Groudon Gold Star was like $800, and I got offered $1,700 for it. So. Crystal Charizard, how much was this? $1,800, and in a 9 it's like $6 grand. So that's probably this one in the Rayquaza is probably my best ROI on all of it. But this Venusaur, I looked up this Venusaur. This Venusaur, obviously you saw it on the screen, it's like $1,200. Jeez. I paid it's because it's a 10, obviously. 10 is just crazy valuation. Just a little bit. If it had a little bit of whitening, it would have been a 9, and it would probably be worth like $200 or whatever. But because it's a 10, so hard to grade, that's just how it is. So, But again, thank you all for watching. Hopefully this was entertaining. I'm going to have, oh, duh. I'm so glad I got this Pretend Boss Pikachu, Skull Pikachu in the 10 again. These are awesome, but I'm just so glad I got this in. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Man, this is so much fun to do. Thankfully, I was able to record it and share it with you guys. But if you have any questions, or if you want to buy, you know, a Charizard Level X PSA 9, it'll probably be on my eBay store, or a Dark Blastoise Reverse Holo. Probably the only Reverse Holo I'll probably keep is the Mewtwo Reverse Holo, which I have a big collection of and everything. But they're just so hard to get, obviously. Oh man, but I really don't want to let this go. Oh my gosh, Crystal Charizard. I'm not a Charizard fanboy, but this artwork is phenomenal. Oh my gosh, it's obviously from Koki Saito. Koki Saito, you're crazy, man. That is beautiful. Anyway, and I want to do a whole Skyridge set, but I don't have money growing out of my ears, so I'll probably have to wait on that. But anyway, with everything said and done, the valuation, like you saw on the screen, is about 37 grand, which is crazy. With about $14,000 that I put into it, with fees and everything, subtracting, it'll be pinged pretty far down of how much I would actually get out of all the collection, and how much, like, profit wise type of thing. But man, yeah, double your money. But obviously right now it's not a real great time to sell, because all these cards, you know, the economy's doing, you know, shaky, as well as, you know, things aren't as liquid as they used to be. And so, you know, I don't know. Some of these cards I will hold, because I just have such a low cost basis, and then other cards I'll probably sell. But again, thank you all for watching. Yeah, thanks again for joining me. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys. Bye.